This video about 15-minute cities is the most viewed video on my channel. It is also the video that has generated the most comments on my channel and the most likes. It is also the single largest contributor to new subscribers to this channel. This video has even earned me over $700 probably by the time I get around to posting this video that I'm recording right now. By most metrics, you could argue that for me, this video is a massive success. And based on all that success, you could probably argue that I should have shifted my channel's direction to something resembling that video many months ago, but I didn't. Now, when it comes to revenue, sure, that video's made me a pretty decent chunk of change. $700 is nothing to scoff at, but despite being my most viewed video, it is not the video that is my most lucrative video. I've had multiple other videos that have earned more or similar amounts with decidedly smaller view counts. No, I simp for the global elite, simply for the love of the game. It turns out that dunking on far-right conspiracy theorists isn't very lucrative when it comes to AdSense. That video is also by far my most disliked video of all time, hands down, bar none. And it is also the video that has generated the most death threats, the most vile, reprehensible, xenophobic, racist, terrible comments of any video that I've ever made in my entire life. So hats off to you guys. Oh, and I can't forget homophobic, of course, but that's a given considering my name.
My name is Mr. G. 3 talents, 1, 2, 3. Singing and dancing and acting is my life.
Despite all that nonsense, there's actually a lot of good discussion on that video in the comment section, so feel free to go ahead and look at that if you are so inclined. But we're not going to take a look at the decent discussion today. We're just going to take a look at some of the, I guess, in good faith questions perhaps and comments from that video. But if you are a person who does like to post those kinds of comments, of course, shame on you. I would say that, but shame no longer exists, so whatever. So most of the comments are just vague fear-mongering, but there are some comments that actually cite a specific instance of a 15-minute city being implemented, supposedly, and that's Oxford. For 15-minute city conspiracy theorists, Oxford is the canary in the coal mine. But if you actually do the reading, you will see that people are simply conflating two entirely separate issues. The first is Oxford City Council is vowing to create neighborhoods where essential services are accessible by walking for no more than 15 minutes. And the other is the Oxfordshire City Council's plan to reduce through traffic within the city. I know a lot of people don't understand it, but through traffic is not a confusing term. It simply means that if you're driving to a point within the downtown area, that's okay. But if you're driving through to get across town, then they implement different strategies to encourage you to drive around in order to reduce congestion and improve livability. Every city in the world has different traffic rules. There are always roads that you can or cannot drive down or park on at a certain time. I personally don't feel like I'm in any position to comment on what's best for Oxford, but it appears to be that the vast majority of people that believe the Oxford experiment is a part of the dystopian 15-minute conspiracy, they also aren't in a position to speak for Oxford because they also don't live in Oxford. I believe it's up to the residents to decide, and if they're not happy with the traffic calming measures, the low emission zones, then so be it. They can vote it out or they can protest. That's called living in a society. You know how in high school there's always that one kid who has a girlfriend that nobody's ever seen and she lives off in Canada or somewhere else? Essentially, that's what the Oxford example is. It's always people from somewhere else talking about something that's happening in a different place. And just trust me, bro.
I do have a fucking girlfriend.
What's her name? What's her name? What's her name?
I don't know, Amanda or some shit.
A lot of comments are like this one. What they boil down to is basically the slippery slope argument, or the if you give a mouse a cookie argument. You know, if you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to ask for a glass of milk. So in this argument, A happens, then that causes B to happen, which in turn causes C to happen. The next thing you know, we're all being controlled by the global elites who force us into open air prisons, and we no longer have any rights left. Obviously, this is stupid, but more importantly, this comment seems to think that in America, people never have their civil rights violated. And well, we all know that that's simply not true. Oh, wait, no, I misread it. Only in the liberal coastal elite cities or states are people's civil rights violated. It would never happen in middle America. Oh, wait. What's this? Never mind then. Okay, next. So we've got plenty of comments like this one where, you know, I've looked and I've looked and I've looked, and I don't see any evidence anywhere of a city being completely closed off or locking people inside. And if you want to claim, well, during COVID that happened, okay, I suppose, I guess. But honestly, that has nothing to do with 15-minute cities. In fact, I would say that locking people inside of their homes is the antithesis of a 15-minute city or a walkable community. Obviously, if you can't go outside, you can't walk anywhere, okay? As we've covered already, a 15-minute city is just a place where you can walk within 15 minutes or ride a bike within 15 minutes and get to everything you need in your daily life for the most part, okay? It also has great transit options like a metro or bus or light rail or tram. This is what a 15-minute city is. It has nothing to do with being locked inside your home or in a particular district like it's the Hunger Games. That's not what it is. And anyway, if the elites really are so powerful and they are doing this 15-minute city thing to you, why did they give up on it after COVID? Is it because of your protests? You know, like if they're really so powerful, why did they listen to you? Why did they let you out? Why are they not forcing you into your homes and making you eat bugs? I don't get it. Please explain. Next comment, I got a few like this where they're like, oh, if you're a construction worker, then you're kind of shit out of luck. You can't haul your tools around. You got to take public transit. That would suck. If you, for some reason, live in a community that is implementing 15-minute city ideas and they will not allow like work trucks or delivery trucks or emergency vehicles or other kinds of public infrastructure like taxis to actually get where they need to go within the city to fulfill the duties and the needs of the community. This isn't a problem of a 15-minute city. This is a problem of your local city council or your local city regulations. This isn't a global conspiracy. This is a very, very local conspiracy, or not a conspiracy, but a local problem of your local community where they don't have exceptions for people who actually need to use these roads or use these spaces. Use your mind, get it together. I don't think there is any global conspiracy that would stop a plumber from hauling tools to a house to fix my toilet. Okay? Can't think of a reason why they would do that. If you can think of a reason why the globalists and the WEF would force you to carry your wrench on the train, please, again, drop a link in the comments. I'm very curious to do the reading on this.
People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times.
Next, and possibly the most obscure and confusing comment I got a few of is about roundabouts. You know, I gotta say, I was utterly baffled about how roundabouts actually contribute to this global 15-minute city conspiracy. How are they involved? You know, it's just a way to ease traffic congestion. So I did a little digging and actually made my way to Rumble for the first time in my life. And I gotta say, this one is quite convincing. So here's what the description on this video said. If you don't want people to be able to drive out of the city, you simply block the roundabout exits that would take you out. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is actually quite funny to me, hilarious even. I'm just thinking about like a bunch of brain dead Americans who already have no idea how roundabouts work in general. They're all trying to exit their town because their local city council decided to vote to put in a tram or a bike lane, and they all want to leave, but I guess the 15-minute city military globalist enforcers have blocked a couple of the exits, and now all these people are trying to leave their town, and they're just driving their big trucks around the roundabout and entering and exiting from the same exit. Like, just the thought, the visual kind of cracks me up. I don't know. It's funny to me, but I guess theoretically they could stop you from leaving your town if they built a roundabout. You could just walk or take a different road. How come you couldn't block the exits on a normal intersection? Again, drop a link, please explain, because I'm baffled. So let's just watch a brief clip of Peggy Hall here and hear some of her arguments.
The people are right there, right next to the cars, and the eye is drawn to those green lanes. Why do they have to be green? Oh, because of the green agenda. Here are some of the telltale signs. These are roundabouts. Promote lower speeds and traffic calming. So I believe this is a method of traffic control. You can't run through any red lights here. You have to go in the circle.
Look at these awful hippies carrying their groceries home while walking their dog. Wait a second, hang on. What the hell? That looks exactly like my aunt and uncle and their dog. But that's impossible. They don't even use Rumble. Let's zoom in a little closer. Look at this caption. Portland, Oregon? Holy shit. It's true. This is literally my uncle and aunt in this news article. I'm not even joking with you guys. This is like absolutely 100% the truth. That's their dog. That's them. So how did Peggy Hall get them into this story? How deep does this 15-minute city rabbit hole actually go? Is Peggy Hall targeting me and my family? Even across vast distances and through a series of tubes? Is she showing me that she can reach out and touch me and my loved ones anywhere on this earth? Is that what this is all about? Maybe they are really in control. Maybe 15-minute cities aren't a conspiracy at all. I think that we need to dive a little bit deeper. Let's discover the truth. So Jordan Peterson called 15-minute cities an international socialist conspiracy. Canada and Oregon are international relative to each other, and Canada is a socialist nation, and Jordan is a conspiracy theorist. They all have 6 letters. 666. Well, that's the mark of the beast. But 666 divided by 666 is equal to 1. And as we all know, there's only one true president, and that is Donald James Trump. But Trump is the 45th president. And 45 divided by 15 minutes is equal to 3. 3 represents the number of wives that Donald Trump has attained so far. But what does this have to do with Peggy Hall and Roundabouts, you're probably asking yourself right about now? Well, nothing explicitly, but the letter Q does look like a roundabout, with only one entrance and exit, depending on your font. If there's only one entry and exit, that means, once again, 3 exits are closed, probably. Let's take a look at these numbers again, shall we? 1 roundabout, 3 wives, 15-minute city, 45th president, mark of the beast, international, socialist, conspiracy. Now, I shouldn't do your homework for you, but if you do add all of those numbers up together, you get 730. And 730 plus, let's say, 32, that equals 762. Yes, you guessed it. Barry Bonds.
Deals. And Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here.
It was always Barry Bonds, and it always has been. Barry isn't just the home run king with an astonishing 762 home runs in his career. No. He's also the all-time walk king. Walk king. Walking. That's right. Walkable cities. 15-minute cities. Walking is an inescapable aspect of life in a 15-minute city. The signs have been there all along if you just knew where to look, if you knew the right questions to ask. They are truly all-knowing, all-powerful, and 14-time All-Stars. They are the GOAT. You are simply a cog in the machine. I know that already. The signs have always been there. Of course, Barry Bonds is a member of the WEF. I've seen him on his bicycle, and I've seen him take hundreds, if not thousands, of walks in my lifetime. But how are Peggy Hall and Barry Bonds related? That's the question. If you're lost, try to keep up. I'm gonna lay it out for you as clearly as I can right now. Both Barry Bonds and Peggy Hall were denied their job due to a jab. Okay, let's get real here. I know that I won't convince you that 15-minute cities are not a giant conspiracy, but I do want to end this with a hopefully rational take that you might just consider if you are a believer in this sort of thing. I will concede your arguments that it may be possible that there are communities on this earth who are trying to implement 15-minute city ideas or concepts in maybe a heavy-handed way or even an undemocratic way. It may be out there, it may be happening. I won't concede that people are trying to lock you inside your house and force you to eat bugs. I won't go that far. But they may be trying to put a bike lane in somewhere where maybe the local public is vocal against it, right? And they may be forcing it down your throat. That could happen. But even if it does happen, even if it happens in one town somewhere on this earth, you're in that unfortunate circumstance where they put a tram line in, they put a bike lane in, they take away your meat, they take away your oil, and they force you to eat crickets. To me, even if this happens in one place on earth, that still is not enough to prove that there is a global plan that you must resist by buying a pickup truck, by rolling coal, by eating extra beef tonight. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't fly. It doesn't pass the smell test, okay? So anyway, that's the end. I hope that you had fun and enjoyed it. I know I did. The numerology stuff, that's pretty cool. I gotta start doing that more often, just with everything in my life, because it does kind of make sense, you know? In the time it took you to watch this video, if you were living in a 15-minute city, you could have walked, cycled, or even rolled to your grocer, your child's school, your place of work, your doctor, etc.
As you can see, a range of different surfaces. We've got your marshland, your dirt road, your beach, your rainforest bed, corrugations, salt lake. We'll be doing a fair bit of salt lake rolling. We've got your dune, billabong there with your gravel sort of edging.
5.29.
5.29. Oh, excellent.
Instead, you choose to believe in conspiracies that will never come true, but they will always be just around the corner, unlike your favorite restaurant, unlike your doctor, and unlike your child's school. So enjoy your trip to the nearest strip mall parking lot, and I'm going to go take a walk to the dog park. Adios. See ya.